Hello, my name is Muhammad Izanathaya, and today I'll be analyzing the Three Little Pigs advert produced by The Guardian as part of my university assessment. In today's video, we will be talking about the intrinsic, extrinsic elements, as well as the three Aristotelian scenes of this advertisement pertaining to its storytelling. So, what exactly is this ad about? As can be seen here, there are differences between the left and the right. In summary, this version of the story, the pigs have sort of become a suspect of the boiling of the main antagonist, that being the big bad wolf. And by boiling, I mean the wolf was being boiled alive. Now, things go downhill as it now delves into the deeper economic problems that are currently happening within their world. That's it as a summary. Now, let's finally talk about those storytelling elements. First up, intrinsic elements. First up is the themes. Now, there are a lot of themes that can be brought up in this ad, that being media influence, modern justice, and the economic crisis, all of which are prevalent throughout the ad, combining into one dark atmosphere. Now, these themes allow us to have a glimpse into the reality of journalism due to the constant confusion, as well as the shifting opinions of the public, makes it very difficult for us to get to the truth of it all. The theme of justice comes around when the pigs were in court, which will be shown later on, where they found out that the pigs were struggling to keep up with payments. Another intrinsic element that we can talk about is the setting. This is actually quite simple, having the actors be British. It wouldn't be wrong to assume, and also because it's The Guardian, it wouldn't be wrong to assume that the setting is in Great Britain, considering if you look again later on, the architecture as well as the urban area. But it also wouldn't be wrong to say that there's another setting, with that being the digital world. Because most of the comments that we see are from posts, from social media, from news networks, and all of that. So yeah, there's two worlds within this ad. Now let's talk about. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see that there's the real world there on the left, and the digital world there on the right. Let's talk about the characters. Now, obviously, they are the usual three pigs there on the top left, the big bad wolf on the bottom left. Then there's also added characters such as the public, with the comments there over on the bottom right, and the media on the top right. Let's talk about the plot. I've talked briefly about it in the intro, but I think we've skipped a few things here. So the story starts off in a more climatic scene. Sorry for the blurry image, but you can see that over in the background, you can see the police bursting through the house of the three little pigs for the murder of the wolf, as well as here in the box one over here on the bottom right, the pigs then being arrested. Now, this then led into an outcry of social media and the internet, with people saying that the pigs were the victims, the pigs have the right to defend their property, but also people that are saying that the pigs went too far. However, as more evidence gets uncovered, we can see that the pigs were instead being framed for insurance fraud. That's right, they were committing insurance fraud, which turned them into criminals. Then things go downhill when it was revealed that the pigs' problems were actually more financial. That's right, as they weren't able to pay for their mortgages, they were behind payments, and now shifting the main point of the target of the story, now focusing to the outrage the people has over the economic crisis, as others also aren't able to pay their payments, leading to riots in the streets. Now let's talk about the point of conflict. The most notable one is probably about media versus reality. We can see here that through the media, it would seem that like the pigs were the victims, the pigs were in the right and all that. Well, in reality, the pigs were the one committing insurance fraud. It wouldn't be a story without a moral. And the moral of the story is that stories are multi-faced. Different people, different perspectives. Other perspectives needs to be looked at before making final decisions. Now let's talk about the extrinsic elements. Now let's first talk about the community background here. Obviously, the background is in the urban area. It's used to reflect the contemporary world that we already live in as well. Now, this reflection goes further as it also indulges into the economic situation of our own world. We can see here public outrage as mortgage defaults soar. That could also be reflective of how in our world now prices are overinflated as well. It's bad these days. Let's talk about the background of the storyteller. The background of the storyteller is The Guardian. They are a news network, mainly from Britain. And this ad was how they would have covered the story of the little pigs themselves. As for contained values, the Guardian's approach to open journalism, where they want users and readers to actively engage with news stories, but it also shows how important critical thinking is, as the ad encourages viewers to think critically about what they see on the news or on social media from different perspectives before jumping into conclusions. All right. Aristotelian scenes. Now, the setup, or the beginning, obviously starts off with the bursting of the house and then the arresting of the pigs. This gives us the introduction to the characters, the pigs, the wolf, the media, along with the public. And the scene also shows the media's coverage of the initial situation, where people have yet to find any evidence where the pigs were accused of boiling the wolf alive. And then the constant coverage heightens the tensions and drama, leading to the next scene, which is the climax or the middle. The climax here is the pigs now being taken to court, and at this point in time, they were proven to have been committing insurance fraud. The resolution or the end. This is not a happy ending, as you can see from this slide, because as more evidence are being shown, this has resulted in countless people also complaining about, again, being behind payments, and this has resulted in an outrage as riots formed in the streets and mortgage prices boom. One more thing though is that this was left open-ended. No one really knows what happens after the riot, and that's pretty much it. Yeah. Well, that's it for me, guys. Thank you. Bye bye.